Kelvin, good morning. If you could, I'm sure you're familiar with other facilities. Your competition, you mentioned the Big Ten. If you have your way, what will be priority one for facility upgrades for your program, and what kind of difference will that make as you sell this to fans and potential donors? What kind of difference will these facility upgrades make for recruiting, and then the product that you'll put on the floor?
Well, I get most of my ideas from the NBA and SEC football. I'm constantly Googling and going on Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas. Those are the people every year they're doing something to improve their facilities every year. Every year. I was a head coach in the Big 12 for 12 years. At the end of every year, the conversation I had with my athletic director was, what do you need to do to get better? Give me a list of things that you have a need for. And I learned to have that list, because you don't start thinking about that when the year is over. I know what the other schools have. I don't know if any, people get excited about the atmosphere at Fertitta Center, and it's awesome. But has anybody ever been to Hilton Coliseum at Iowa State? You ever been to Allen Fieldhouse? You ever been to Baylor's arena in Waco? Kansas State, Bramlage Coliseum? I've been to all those places many times. Texas Tech. I remember playing, I think we played the first year they ever had the United Center. I don't even know if it's still called that, but that was an unbelievable venue. Coach Knight was the coach there. I think for 6 years or so. But we've just got to keep hit. We're not going to solve all our problems with $150 million. That doesn't. That's again. There's a comma after that one. Then we move on to these. Okay, we got another set of projects. One of my good friends here is the golf coach, Jonathan Dismuke. Think about it. They don't even have locker rooms. We're moving to the Big 12 now. It shows you how far behind we are. Our golf team doesn't have locker rooms. Our volleyball team, I think, has great facilities. But the track locker rooms. If you go behind the scenes and look at what we have versus what the schools in that league have, and we should. That's our job. We're not going to sit here and say, okay, thank you for letting us have this job and thank you for letting us be in this league. No, our job is to continue to push this administration to put us in the best position to compete. And I'm talking about the entire athletic department now. Our men's and women's golf team need locker rooms. Whereas almost every school in this league has their an on-campus golf course. Our golf course is 25 minutes away, and there's no locker rooms. So when Jonathan Dismuke competes against Oklahoma State, it's one of the best golf programs in the nation. Okay, what do they have and what do we have? That's when you realize there's a comma going on to the next thing, because they keep scoring golf too now. But when you go down every sport and we start looking at where we're headed and what they have, to me, that's where we have to take inventory of what we have and what we need to do. It's not easy to raise money. Those are tough jobs. It's just like recruiting. You can't get dissuaded or let no. You can't let no drive you. What it has to do is motivate you, because you're going to get no said a lot in fundraising. There's a lot of people that want you to win, and they're going to pull for you, but they're not going to help you financially. And those people are important too. We have a lot of those people. Their idea of our support is buying season tickets, and that's it. That's why you put certain fundraising parameters on people that buy seats. That's a way for us to raise money. But Cougar fans are great fans. They want to win. But as we move into this new conference, we have to change the way we look at things. We can't fundraise the way we've been fundraising here for the last how many decades and years. Something's got to change. We need better access to facilities. When we designed this building, there was three floors. The first thing I saw was one floor. I think there was a curtain down the middle, men's court on one side, women's court on the other. Of course, we put a kibosh on that thing real quick. That wasn't going to happen. But for everything that we wanted, we didn't have enough space in this area, so we had to go up. And going up was a godsend because that allowed us to get the space we needed. So the first floor is a development floor. We have our gym that we were in this morning for 2 hours. We have our weight room, which we've already renovated twice. And then we have our training room, and those are tremendous facilities in and of itself. Now, the second floor is where we're going to make our biggest changes. That's the second floor is our players' floor, our dining area, where we have training table, our kitchen area. One of the things that is coming up for student athletes in college athletics is recovery. Sleep pods. What's cutting edge, man? People don't know. People don't know what they don't know. It's my job to stay on the cutting edge. When you look at what SEC football is doing, and everything's scaled. We're not going to have what they have, obviously, but the ideas of what they're doing. For instance, we started designing this with Mac Rhodes, and we started looking at everything we needed in here. And the thing that I pushed for then was, let's not come back in 2 years and say, we'll do this 2 years from now. No, that's the losing way. That's not a winning way to look at things, And one of the things that really bothers me when I first got here was when someone would look at me and say, well, this is what we've always done. Well, then stop. Right away, that tells me that is not what we're ever going to do, because I don't want to do anything that was always done. But the second floor has to be renovated. We've got to have bigger bells. We've got to have bigger whistles, not for you, but for the kids we're recruiting. That's important for them, because when they come from Oklahoma State, I want you to Google Oklahoma State's basketball facilities and go online and look what Oklahoma State has. Go online and look what Texas Tech has. What they did when they came back from their Final Four experience. Look what they did. I'm pushing for this second floor renovation. It costs money. You don't go start construction because the coach wants it. You go and raise money. I would have liked to have started the renovation this summer, but it's not going to start this summer because we don't have the money. Now, when we don't have money, can't do anything. So that's a big part of our program moving forward. That's why I'm glad we're doing a $150 million Rise campaign, but there's going to be a comma beside that.